The crystalline chamber of the Galactic Council fell into absolute silence. Melissa Chen stood at the central podium, her dark eyes scanning the assembled representatives of 47 species, each one frozen in various states of shock. Behind her, the holographic display showed the smoking remains of the Krell Armada, 3,000 warships reduced to debris in less than 6 hours. Ambassador Chen, the Vorthian High Consul, finally spoke, his 4 vocal sacs trembling. You destroyed the most powerful fleet in known space. The Krell have terrorized the outer systems for 2 centuries. Your Earth Defense Force accomplished what entire coalitions could not. Melissa nodded respectfully. We're grateful we could assist the Council in this matter. The Sethian representative, a serpentine creature whose scales shimmered with bioluminescence, leaned forward. Your fleet moved with precision we've never witnessed. Those tactics, that firepower, humanity has been hiding its true military capabilities. Not hiding, Melissa corrected gently, reserving. A murmur rippled through the chamber. The holographic displays around the room replayed the battle. Earth's ships emerging from quantum tunnels, their kinetic barriers absorbing Krell plasma fire like raindrops, their rail cannons punching through enemy shields as if they were paper. Daniel Morrison stood in the shadows behind Melissa, his military uniform bearing the insignia of Earth's Joint Strategic Command. He'd advised against revealing too much, but the Council had demanded Earth's intervention. The Krell were days away from attacking the Council's central worlds. Humanity had no choice but to act. Ambassador Chen, the Talkarian delegate, spoke, his crystalline form refracting the chamber's light into rainbow patterns. The tactical analysis is disturbing. Your ships anticipated every Krell maneuver. Your weapons bypassed their shields using frequencies we didn't know existed. This suggests military research far beyond what you've shared with the Council. Melissa's expression remained neutral. The Earth Defense Force is committed to protecting our allies. How many ships did you deploy? The Vorthian asked. 1,200 combat vessels, Daniel answered from his position, his voice carrying military precision. Supporting craft included. The Sethian scales flashed bright red, a sign of extreme agitation. 1,200. Our intelligence suggested Earth possessed perhaps 300 warships. Your intelligence was looking at our home defense fleet, Daniel said. The first wave was our rapid response force. The chamber erupted. Representatives stood, their translators creating a cacophony of clicks, whistles, and synthesized speech. The Vorthian High Consul raised his primary manipulator, demanding silence. The first wave, he repeated slowly. Are you saying that this wasn't our full military capacity? Melissa confirmed. Not even close. She gestured to the holographic display. New data streamed across the screens, fleet compositions, shipyard locations, production capabilities. The numbers made several representatives physically recoil. The first wave represents approximately 15% of Earth's current naval strength, Melissa explained. We maintain the second through fifth waves in reserve, each progressively larger and more specialized than the last. The Talkarian delegate's crystalline body actually cracked slightly, a stress response Daniel had read about but never witnessed. That would mean, by the stars, you have 40,000 warships. Closer to 47,000, Daniel corrected, though that number fluctuates as we commission new vessels and retire older ones. The silence that followed was deafening. The Sethian finally spoke, his voice barely above a whisper. How? Your species achieved faster-than-light travel only 80 years ago. You joined the Galactic Council 50 years ago as a minor member state. How could you possibly? Because we had to, Melissa said simply. Counselor, Earth's history is written in blood. For thousands of years we fought ourselves. Nation against nation, ideology against ideology. We nearly destroyed our own world 3 times with nuclear weapons alone. When we finally achieved unity and reached the stars, we made a collective decision. Never again would humanity be vulnerable. Never again would we be at the mercy of those more powerful than us. She walked slowly around the podium, her words measured and deliberate. We've spent the last 50 years watching the Council, observing how species interact, how conflicts arise and are resolved, or aren't resolved. We've seen the Krell expand unchecked for decades while the Council debated. We've watched peaceful species be enslaved because they couldn't defend themselves. Daniel pulled up additional data. Earth's economy is structured around total defense readiness. 20% of our GDP goes to military research and production. Every human between 18 and 25 serves 2 years in some capacity. Our entire civilization is a war machine that desperately hopes it never has to be used to its full potential. The Vorthian High Consul seemed to age before their eyes. You've been preparing for war since you joined us. No, Melissa said firmly. We've been preparing to prevent war. There's a difference, Consul. The first wave wasn't deployed to conquer, it was deployed to protect. To show the Krell and anyone else watching that attacking Council worlds comes with an unacceptable cost. And if that message isn't received, the Talkarian asked quietly. Daniel's expression hardened. Then we deploy the second wave, and if necessary, the third. We're not interested in empire building, Counselor, but we are committed to ensuring that bullies like the Krell don't dictate the terms of galactic civilization. Melissa returned to the podium. The Council has a choice to make. You can view Earth as a threat, in which case we'll peacefully withdraw from Council membership and maintain our defensive posture independently. Or you can accept us as the ally we've always tried to be, an ally with the capability to actually enforce the Council's peacekeeping mandates. The chamber remained silent as the representatives absorbed this information. Finally, the Vorthian High Consul spoke. You said the first wave was 15% of your strength. What would require you to deploy everything? Melissa and Daniel exchanged glances. When she answered, her voice carried absolute conviction. An existential threat to the Council itself, to civilization, to life. She paused. We pray that day never comes, Consul, because if humanity deploys all 5 waves simultaneously, it means we're fighting for survival itself. And when humans fight for survival, we don't stop until either we're extinct or our enemies are. The holographic display behind her shifted, showing Earth, a blue marble suspended in space, beautiful and fragile and utterly determined. That, Melissa concluded, was just the first wave.